this one with an interconference game today. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's been home cooking for the Kings in the midst of a homestand here in Sacramento. Not one of the better records in the Western Conference. Right now, they're in 12th place.
Well, Kevin, it's the last time they'll see these guys this year. Remember, they only play each other twice during the regular season. And after that loss in the first game, I would expect them to be very motivated here early on.
Yeah, you know, going wins against any team, you don't want that on your resume. No sirree. So I think that in itself would be motivation enough to try to change things up.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Wizards. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Pierce is out there with Humphries. And it's Gortat in at the 5. Home in the paint. Now here's Gay. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go.
Nick Stauskas was born in Ontario, Canada, 7 days after the NBA awarded Toronto an expansion franchise. Nice little factoid there. When he was 10 at a Raptors open practice, he got called down to play some 2-on-2 against Vince Carter, and Stauskas buried a 3 on him. Now he's an NBA player himself. Man, that's a heck of a turnaround in about 10 years.
And Stauskas, Clark, part of this vanguard of Canadian talent, never played hockey. Basketball has always been his game.
You know, but he grew up at a time when Canadian hoops culture wasn't exactly thriving. During the 7th and 8th grade years, his team had no coach, so he coached the team, calling plays and making substitutions. You can see evidence of that in how he plays. He's pretty cerebral in addition to being highly skilled.
Rudy Gay hits them both.
Rudy Gay is listed at 6'8", but he has a 7'3" wingspan and tremendous athleticism. That really helps him defensively, both on the perimeter and inside, where he contributes on the glass and blocking shots.
Now here's Pierce. 11 points for him in that last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Wall missing again. Here's Collison. To the inside. Here's Big Daddy. Lets it fly. In close, he hits it. Big Daddy's got his first points of the night. As you talk about Rudy Gay's size and athleticism, Steve, he can play small ball 4 in a pinch.
Yeah, and it also enables him to get that jump shot off over pretty much anybody. So if he's spaced and he's playing at a 4 and he can get that jumper off, now he's got the ability to drive past you because the floor is opened up. So it's very interesting when he's placed at that 4 position.
Collison against Wall. Drive by Collison. Shoots the 3. Washington with the rebound. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Now, Kevin, I'm all for aggressive defense, but they were over the top in that game and wound up in a lot of foul trouble.
Well, Steve, you and I both know it, Kevin as well. There's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless. Clearly, they were the latter.
It saved a likely dunk there.
Yeah, very smart foul under the circumstances. You can't allow him to just throw it down on you. Boy, Chris Humphries is clearly not flashy, but he is a worker on and off the court. Has always been a strong rebounder, especially on the offensive glass. Never afraid to get in there and battle. Never shies away from contact. If you want to get physical, he's not backing down.
And so he makes both from the line. And Humphries, lightly regarded as a defender, but, you know, Steve, I think he made some strides last season.
I agree, Kevin. He blocked shots at a high rate. In the past, he struggled against the quicker power forwards, but he's got the size and strength to deal with the real strong 4s around the NBA. You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Humphries with a screen on Gay. Kept alive. Second chance effort. That's good.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Now here's Collison. Boy, he just disappeared against Charlotte, and they really needed him. Gay dishes to Cousins. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
Great job there, recognizing the mismatch and taking advantage.
You got to put a bigger guy on him. Otherwise, he'll bury those jumpers all game.
Here's Wall. His last outing, he had 24 points. Humphrey sets a pick for Beal. Jumper off the screen. Shot is blocked, but he gets it back. Shot clock at 6. Rebound by Big Daddy.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Outside Collison. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And no good on the technicals, so unable to pick that one up. Sacramento making some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Cousins. Landry comes in for Rudy Gay. And Sessions subbed in for Stauskas. On defense, the Wizards. Outside Collison. 6 on the shot clock. Thompson, a screen on Wall. And for 3, Collison. And he gets the bucket. Collison's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Savage, that's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
And since the new ownership group took over, the Kings have been one of the most proactive teams in the league, looking for trades and trying to reshape the roster.
Well, they're looking to make moves to climb out of the cellar in the Western Conference. Highly motivated, really looking to shake things up. They traded for upside, acquiring Derek Williams and Rudy Gay, adding some athleticism and scoring ability.
Here's Thompson, following the basket by Andre Miller. Scooped up, Thompson, and the layup's good off the glass.
Good glass work there. Rebounds have been a little tough to come by for them in this quarter.
Well, it looks to me like they're still finding their way out there, but it is early.
It's Wall with the drop. They set the pick. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Seraphin, that's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 3rd assist on the night. For Sacramento, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Tied at the 50% mark. Kept alive. Landry kicks to Sessions. Outside Collison. Landry passes to Sessions. To the paint. Here's Big Daddy. Nice pass. Nice catch and a resounding dunk.
You know, he doesn't fit into that kind of classic power forward mold, but he has that tremendous athleticism.
Outside, Wall. Fires at the elbow. Here's Seraphin. It's all tied in Sacramento. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter. Really.
Subbed in for Sessions. The Wizards also changing it up. Gortat's checked in for Kevin Seraphin. And Rice Jr. comes in for Pierce. And John Wall subbed in for Andre Miller. So on the floor for Washington. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Georgetown is out there with Blair. And it's Rice in at the 3 spot.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Rudy Gay traded twice in the last couple of seasons. Earlier was his big contract that led to him being dealt. Because Gay is a quality player, but the feeling was his production just didn't live up to the cost.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
There's the pick. The pass to Stauskas. The shot no good. And the Wizards now going the other way.
And for Gay, traded from the Raptors to the Kings in December. Really, he had one of his best seasons once he was in Sacramento.
Blair, the screen. Out to the right wing. And here is Beal. He's got 9. Releases. Drains the 19-footer. And now just a 2-point Kings lead. Guys in Sacramento, Rudy Gay shooting well and passing better. And Steve, for the season, did a good job of getting to the line.
Yeah, and I think he might have led some of his critics in terms of his game. Picked apart in terms of his shot selection and that sort of thing. So, that efficiency was exactly what a lot of people have been clamoring for.
They set the pick. And Wall takes to Beal. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by the Kings. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind.
And, Kevin, despite the outcome, I think they got to be feeling pretty good coming into this game. There were a lot of positives they can take away from that performance.
Yeah, you can't dwell on the final score in that case. You have to think about the things you did well and build on those. Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy, just really working hard on the board.
Wall's shot is off.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Pass to Stauskas. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. The Kings have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight.
Well, solid numbers for this club from the free throw line this season, shooting about 77% collectively.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. .11 seconds left in the second quarter. Gay outside, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
It's going to be a low percentage pass, but it still nearly got through.
I like it, though. I mean, it's an aggressive play. Heads up defending to deflect it away.
Deep 2 from Collison, and it takes a hard bounce.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. Kings ahead. They lead by 5. Live from Sacramento, you're watching 2K Sports.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. Our passing has been very precise. I'll give you guys a lot of credit for that. We've been extremely smart with the ball, basically haven't given them any gifts whatsoever. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning. Good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. Also, we can sacrifice some manpower on the defensive glass in this half in order to have opportunities to get the break started with bodies already headed up the court. Everybody said this was an even matchup on paper. It's going to come down to effort. We just have to outwork them in the second half. Simple as that.
Jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Bill really had a good quarter. He's got 11 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
Big Daddy in at power forward. Allison runs the point. Stauskas at the 2. Rudy Gay is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. And he gets it to go. Wizards trailed by 7. Wall with it, picked up by Collison. Humphrey sets a pick for Wall. Now the feed to Beal for the 3, and that comes off the assist by John Wall. 14 points here for Beal.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Well, the Wizards very high on their young, athletic backcourt of John Wall and Bradley Beal. Both so young and lively. They can run the floor and score. I get the feeling they feel like the backcourt is really the foundation for this franchise.
Collison, no good.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
Wall dishes to Pierce. And Wall. Here we go now. This is it to Gorton. Humphries kicks to Wall. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. The Wizards shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, you look at the numbers, 79% as a team on the season. That's very impressive.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
And so Wall nails both of them.
John Wall at 6'4", with a 39-inch vertical leap and long arms to boot. Is an elite physical specimen when it comes to the point guard position.
Here's Stauskas. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Stauskas has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Wizards trailed by 5. And Wall, a blur, guys, in the open court. Perhaps, Steve, perhaps the fastest player in the league end-to-end. He is devastating in transition.
Yeah, he's so tough to stop around the rim, even in the half court. When he gets ahead of steam going, he can get into the lane and then finish with either hand. So, man, he is tough to stop.
Collison against Wall. Collison, the pass to Gay. Here's Big Daddy. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Kings need to get off a shot here. There's Stauskas. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. They get the rebound. Kings leading now by 3. The drive by Collison. The pass to Big Daddy. Fires it up. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Big Daddy's got 11.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Wall dishes to Beal. Gortat with the screen for Beal. Off the pick. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Fouls it, kicks to Gay. Cousins with a screen on Pierce. Gay drives in. Here's Big Daddy. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 7 rebounds in the game. Now here's Beal. He's covered closely. Outside, Wall. Pass to Humphries. Back to Wall. Tries from 16. Good. He hits the jump shot. Wall's got 4 points this quarter.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And the Kings will go for a different look. In for Cousins. Landry comes in for Rudy Gay. Ray McCallum's checked in for Stauskas. And Sessions subbed in for Darren Collison. Sessions passes to Landry. Here's McCallum, averaging 6 points per contest. There's the screen for the 3. Rebound by the Wizards. Serafin's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Pierce kicks the Wall. And he banks in the layup. And now just a 1-point Kings lead.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going.
Out to Sessions. It's a very good look and converts. And the Kings lead by 3.
Nice kick out after the defense had collapsed on him.
Miller inside. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Andre Miller does a lot of things well before, but he's not really a long-range shooter. So he needs the ball in his hands to be
Like it. Like it.
all day long.
Let's go. You're up.
My time.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's McCallum, covered by Miller. McCallum dishes to Evans. Here's Landry. Misses on the right eye. Just 4 seconds left in the third. From deep three-point range. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Wizards lead by 1. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
This was an exceptional pass, guys, and we see the result. It's an in stride, and bam, a slam dunk.
The Wizards with the lead. So on the floor for Washington. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Chris Humphries is out there with Pierce. And it's courtside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Beal. D right on him. Pocket 6. Out of bounds. Sacramento will take possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Kings shooting for the game at 42%. This is DeCousins. The basket, he was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Kings?
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And I love their hustle because they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities just as a result of playing hard.
Here's Gortat, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Gortat's got the game tied up here for the Wizards. Ball against Collison. Feeds it to Cousins. Outside Collison. The dish to Gay. 6 to shoot. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Paul Pierce.
Gortat never really felt at home in Phoenix, it seemed, but he got a lot of his bounce back step when he was traded to the Wizards, where he was really a great fit alongside that young backcourt.
And so Gay nails both of them.
Rudy Gay playing very well. He has 11 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
Wall passes to Beal. Gortat with the screen for Beal. Goes up the baseline. It's rebounded by Big Daddy.
Couldn't convert. A nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Goes up to the stripe. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Last season, the Kings inking DeMarcus Cousins to a big 4-year contract extension, and he rewarded them with the best season of his young NBA career, setting career highs pretty much across the board.
You know, in the past with Cousins, I think he had tended to fall in love with the perimeter jump shot. He's got a good
For the follow.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costing him.
A drive by Collison. That bucket in no time at all. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Wizards have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Outside, Wall. Works out with the screen for Beal. Here's Wall. Wall with another miss.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Outside Collison. Here's Cousins, and again it's Sacramento converted.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
All with it. Towards out with a screen on Collison. Wall attacking. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
John Wall is becoming very efficient running the pick and roll. He got a nice pull-up from the right elbow. If the defender decides to sag off or go under the screen, and if they play up on it, he can blow right by him. So because of his finishing ability, that's a tough cover. Take a look at what John Wall's done. He's got 10 points and 4 assists as well. The assists have been coming for him, along with putting some numbers up from the foul line, too.
A very unselfish play from him. He's been really a tremendous factor in this game.
And Cousins kicks to Gay. 6 to shoot. Pass to Stauskas. A tray. And Pierce pulls it down.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass. It hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
But you feel like it's going to reward this team at some point. They've got to continue to maintain the energy.
Now Humphries inside. Pierce dishes the Wall. Looking to end his cold spell. And he sinks the layup. Wall's got 10 points here in the second half.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
Passes to Big Daddy. Puts it up. It's the front of the rim and out. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Wall's shot is off.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Blocked. Here's Cousins. A stupendous finish in traffic. Cousins has got 9 points now in the quarter. Burke has some information for us, George.
The plan with his team. Three pointers obviously in the third. He told his players simply got to play tight on the perimeter. He can't afford to give them these wide open looks.
Outside Wall. Towards out inside. It counts, and the foul. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, after all those struggles in the first half, he has really picked it up here in the second.
That free throw good from Gortat.
Really an extraordinary game for Gortat. He has 9 rebounds and 11 points.
Collison the pass to Stauskas. Here's Big Daddy. Cousins trying to free himself up. No good from Big Daddy. Washington trail.
problem for him there. You just know what the result's going to be when he steps to the line in a tight game like this.
And 101 left to play in the final quarter. Gay drives in, 6 to shoot. Takes it from 10.
Darren Collison is allowed to get going and heat up, and this is exactly what happened.
There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Works out with the screen for Wall. Tipped. He feeds it to Pierce. Kicks it to Beal. For 3. They get it back. Here's Humphries. Sinks it.
Crucial basket. They needed it, and he gave it to him.
Here is Collison. Gay outside. 17 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Outside Collison. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From downtown. Right between the eyes. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And shot opportunity. Oh, missed it. So it's the Kings taking the win in this one. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, DeMarcus, congratulations on the win tonight. We know you're a very intense player, but tonight you certainly seem to be having a lot of fun out there.
That's the thing. I'm just trying to come out here and I got a lot going for myself, and I'm too blessed to be out here finding all the time. I'm trying to keep smiling. So.
We love to see you smile, DeMarcus. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Thanks a lot, Doris. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.